This video is to go over how to do maintenance on the Gerber Sabre. So the first step is to clean the electrical cabinet air filter. So right here, this is the electrical cabinet at the end of the Sabre, and this is the filter we're talking about that needs to be replaced. So it's pretty simple. You just need to take a drill and remove these two top screws. Make sure to keep track of the screw and the washer, the grabber washer here, both of them. And then that will enable you to remove this filter here. And then we just need to thoroughly vacuum it. So I'm just going to take this vacuum here. Get all the debris out of the filter. Okay, once you've done that, then you can just replace it. Put this bracket back on. Okay. Next step is to clean the vacuum filter. So right here we've got the vacuum. This down here is the vacuum itself, and it sucks all of the air into this vacuum here. So this is the filter is contained in here. That's what we need to remove and clean. So to do that, you've got to loosen these wing nut screws on the top here, which is they can be a little tight, but there's 4 of them. Once they're loosened, you can just grab the top. Let's see. You could twist it, but it might require more than one hand. There we go. Take that off. And then inside, there's another wing nut screw right here that needs to be loosened. In fact, it needs to be removed entirely. Okay, so keep good track of where you place this so you don't lose it. I'm going to set it on the electrical cabinet right here. And then there's a metal plate that needs to be removed. And then here we have the filter. It's got this foam sleeve around it. So we want to remove that sleeve. So take the sleeve off. And we just barely perform this maintenance, so these are still pretty clean, but you can vacuum sleeve a little bit. And then this main filter, just need to do whatever it takes to get as much debris out as possible. So you can kind of flip around in a second. The garbage can. We've noticed also that it's helpful to roll it around on the ground a little bit. Kind of thump it. Get as much debris out as you can. Then once you've done that, then you replace the sleeve. And then put it back Inside, replace the metal plate. Replace the wing nut. And secure it as tightly as you can. And then replace the big metal lid, twisting it into place. Okay, so then after you've performed that, it's time to power up the router. So first we power up the 30-phase inverter. So now that the router is turned on, it's time to clean and lubricate the X-ways. So the X-ways are this rail right here on the top, and then this rail right here on the bottom. This right here is the lead screw. We do not do anything with that. If we do if we do lubricate it, it will cause damage. We're just worried about the rails that the router travels on. So what we just need is lint-free cloth, and we're just going to wipe these rails here. Just get any little excess lint or dust off of them. And then we put 1 drop of oil on the X-way. So what I use is this 3-in-1 oil, and we're just going to put 1 drop on each X-way. So we just put 1 drop. And yeah, the bottom, it's going to be a little tricky, but you just squeeze out a little bit. Yeah, that's what we're going with. We're just going to squeeze a little bit of it out. And then, once that's done, we're on the control pad. We're just going to use these buttons to move the carriage all the way to the right and then all the way to the left. So here we go. Okay, we're going to do the same thing on the Y ways. So the Y ways are these rails on the sides of the router. So this right here is the Y way on this side. There's another one on the other side. It's where right here you can see how the router rides on this rail. So we're going to take our lint-free cloth. I'm going to wipe it off a little bit. And then we're going to put 1 drop of oil on the rail, so like so. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So it's got a lot of dust there. Just going to wipe that off. I'm going to put 1 drop. Okay, so once again, we're going to move this all the way to the back, the Y way. We're going to move it back. You don't want to go all the way to the back. It'll throw an error if you send it too far back, so we'll just send it to the end of the cuttable space. Anyway, so we use the number pad here. I'm just going to set it back. Send it until about to the end of the yellow cutting area. And bring it back. Okay. So now we need to clean and lubricate the Z-ways. So the first thing is if it contains a tool, which in this case it does. So if there's a tool here, then we need to remove it. So the way to do that is, so these tool removal tools down here are needed. So what we're gonna do is take this one and you slide it over there, and you take this one and you go the opposite direction. And you just need to torque them against each other until it loosens. And you may have to do a couple rounds of this. There. Loosen it. So you've removed the tool. And place it in its proper slot on the little tool case here. So this was a plastic bit, which is why it says plastic. Right down here, once again on the sides here, these two rails here are the Z-ways. In the middle is the lead screw. You don't want to touch that. So we're gonna wipe it, get the gunk out of here. And we'll do the same. Man, really can't get a good angle here, huh? Okay. Okay. So once we've wiped the bottom, then we're going to use these buttons right here to send it down. And you may need to loosen this guard to make room for it. So to do that, you just need to loosen this guy, pull it down. Just be careful not to go so far as to stick the shaft into the ground. That should be good. Okay, and then we'll wipe the Z-ways up top here. Get off the grime. Okay, and then we'll take our trusty 3-in-1 oil and we'll place one drop on each Z-way. So we've got one here and one here. And then we move the carriage up. This is to lubricate the bearings. Move it all the way up, all the way down. Not too far because we don't want to dig it into the table and go up again. There you go. So that is now clean and lubricated, and we should be good to go for another 6 months or so.